What's up, everybody? It is your boy, Papa G, your favorite old young person, baby. I got my pen, I got my paper, so you already know what we about to get into tonight, y'all. I got a great show for y'all tonight. All right, I got a great show for y'all tonight. I cannot wait. I ain't here for a long time, but I am here for a good time. Okay, but again, let's do the Holy Trinity. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I need all three. Okay, I needs all three. Like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all already know the ground rules. Let's be respectful in these comments, people. All right, I'm a person. Other people are people. Okay, let's just be respectful in the comments. With that being said, y'all ready for the Papa G show? I'm ready. All right, let's get into it. Well, y'all, the age-old question, did he do it? Did he do it? According to the jury, he did some of it. Sean Diddy Combs, Puff Daddy, Puff Diddy. What other names did that man? That man has so many names, and I swear they changed like every so often. But whatever you know him by, okay, the New York jurors said that he was convicted of 2 of the 5 counts. 2 of those being that they was convicted on being prostitution, transportation of prostitution. He was not convicted of the racketeering or sex trafficking charges, which carried the most weight in terms of prison sentence. But I'm not going to dive into the Diddy of it all, because I really want to know, how does this all affect his business? That's what I'm going to talk about. And so shouts out to our people over at the Associated Press. Thank you for the wonderful write-up. But in that article, it really dives into what really is going on with his business dealings since all of this stuff has come out, right? And I found some things that's just very interesting, such as, he stepped down and divested from Revolt TV. I did not know that. Like before all, but he did that before all of his stuff happened. Before all this stuff, before his dirty freak offs, hotel nights, whatever they were called, came about. He stepped down from. So maybe he knew something was coming down the pipe. Maybe it was just a bad business deal. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. And speaking of, since I say I don't know, let me just go ahead and do something real quick. Okay. All commentary is alleged. Okay, baby. I don't know these things to be fact or fiction. I'm only reporting the news. Okay. So if they got it wrong, baby, blame them. I'm just reporting the news, put my own little spin on it. Okay. That's all I'm doing. But going back to the Diddy of it all, not only did he step down from and divested fully from Revolt TV, he also lost a reality show that was supposed to air on Hulu when all of this stuff came out. He lost a reality show. And, Sean John, the clothing brand, the stuff that we used to wear back in the 99s and 2000s, baby. And some of that cologne, as a matter of fact, I think I got some Sean John cologne in the closet. I guess I can't wear that anymore. I ain't too much like the scent anyway, but still though. Now I gotta find something else to put in the rotation. Okay. I gotta find something else to put in the rotation. But Macy's stopped selling Sean John. And for me, do you not know how effed up you gotta be for Macy's to stop selling your stuff? I mean, Macy's needs all the help it can get. Okay. When was the last time you went into a Macy's? When was the last time you went into a Macy's? I can remember the last time I went to a Macy's. think it was last year. But ain't nobody just talking about, oh, let me run down here to the Macy's and give me something. Macy's, J.C. Penney, Nordstrom's, Saks Fifth, they need all the people, all the big brands in their stores to bring the traffic, right? Because in this day and age, we are doing most of our shopping online. That's why you're seeing these stores such as Forever 21, these fast fashion stores like Zara. That's why you're seeing them either sales or slumping, or they're going out of business simply because the business model ain't there. It's just not there. But do you not know how sucky your stuff gotta be for Macy's to drop you? I can't tell you the last thing I had Sean John. I put Sean John clothing back there with Baby Fat and Fat Phone. Speaking, man, I remember back in like fifth grade. I remember in fifth grade, my mama bought me a short set. It was a Fat Farm short set. It was black. It was oversized because this is like 2005, right? Yeah, 2005, 2007, around that age. So everything was oversized. Ain't nothing fit. My mama, my mama thought she was doing. I thought she was doing it because of a trend. No, my mom was just cheap, y'all. Okay, she just said I would grow into it, and baby, it took me 20 years to grow into that stuff. I ain't gonna sit up there and lie to you. Okay, it took me 20 years to grow into that. But either way, I had like this Fat Farm, oversized short set and this FUBU oversized short set, and I thought I was king-ish wearing that to school. You couldn't touch me, boy. Boy, my Nikes were clean. They were clean, and you couldn't touch me in that Fat Farm. And then I had that homie Jupe. My daddy let me wear some of his homie Jupe. Y'all remember Jupe? Boy, you couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't tell me nothing. And then on picture day, he let me wear his Curve. Okay, I was trying to holler at everybody. Okay, I was trying to holler at everybody because I thought I was clean. Okay, but I put Sean John though. The reason I'm bringing it up because I put Sean John back in that era, right? I don't see anybody who's just wearing Sean John. So maybe Macy's was like, look, we doing bad. We doing bad. We ain't got money to keep your non-selling shit on here. So go ahead and just take it and put it in the warehouse, in the bike, or sell it out the trunk like you did back in the 90s. I don't know what Macy's did. Okay. I just know that Macy's stopped selling Sean John. Okay. Macy's stopped selling Sean John. Furthermore, in the story though, it also was talking about how New York City took away their ceremonial key to the city. I didn't even know Diddy had that. When did he get that, y'all? Y'all, listen, okay? I'm telling you, I'm old, okay? I'm old. I don't keep up with all this mess. I don't keep up with all this mess, okay? I got so excited when Patti LaBelle and Stephanie Mills, Gladys Knight, and Shaka Khan announced a tour, baby. I got so excited. I said, let me sit up for this. Okay. But this Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, whatever, I don't. The team brought this to me. So I'm like, you know what? They said, JT, we want you to talk about this. So here we are. We talking about it. We talking about it. But not only did the New York City take the ceremonial key away from them, especially when the charges and the allegations and all of that start coming out. But Howard University, the Howard University, took away his honorary degree. And I'm sitting here going, when did he get that? I gotta say, this Associated Press article taught me more about Diddy than this damn trial did. Because no offense, y'all, I didn't want to hear day in and day out about baby oil, Percocet, and anything else that that man could get his hands on to have these freak offs. And I ain't gonna spoil your mind with this. The Papa G show, y'all. We're here for a good time, okay? Like I told you in the last video, when you come to Papa House, baby, I'm gonna make sure that you're fed. I'm gonna make sure that you are having a good time. You're gonna leave here better than what you came. All right. But since I do got my MBA, and I went on down there to Baylor University and got my degree in accounting. Okay, the team thought that this would be a good story for me to cover. So again, here we are. They also said though in that Associated Press article though, they also said that his charter schools, cut ties. And so I guess my question would be, did he start the charter schools? Because in the article they said his charter schools cut ties. So if he started again, do you not know how effed up of a person and all these allegations gotta be? When a institution that you started said we ain't want nothing to do with you. That's insane to me, y'all. You know, when the verdict came, I was actually driving around, running a couple errands this morning when I heard the verdict, and obviously me and friends and everyone else was talking about it, and somebody asked me, would if you were Diddy, and I said, ugh. That was the first thing I said. I said, ugh, that's nasty. Let me go wash my hands. But if they said, Jay, quit playing, I said, okay. But they said, if you were Diddy, would you just retreat? Would you just sail off into the sunset and call it a day? And at first, before I read this article, I was like, yeah. I mean, you have achieved what you needed to achieve in music, right? You have reached a certain level of success. Go sail off into the sunset. But what I think is going to happen though is and y'all can mark my words. I don't think that this is going to humble Mr. Combs. I just don't. I think that as soon as all of this kind of, die down, I think that he's going to be more secretive with these freak offs. I think the freak offs are still going to happen. They may just be between 2 or 3 people instead of 15 or whatever the case may be. I don't know. Anyway, moving. Oh, one more thing, and then we can move on from this. And that is his record label, Bad Boy Records. So, in the article, it goes down and talks about how this business venture failed, like the Sean John clothing line, how that was a flop. Or I shouldn't say a flop, how it's just, no longer relevant. The Hulu reality show was dropped. Everybody started just pulling things. This Revolt TV. Again, I don't know a channel. I don't know any type of shows on it, to be quite frank with you. He divested from that. So again, it sounds like these business ventures weren't successful. The only thing that seems to be successful is the record label, Bad Boy Records. And for those of you who want to know a little bit more about Bad Boy Records. There's actually a good podcast about it. Um, it's called the podcast is called Business Wars. Type that into wherever you get your podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, um, Amazon, wherever you get your podcast. Type in Business Wars and Bad Boy Records, and it's I think it's like either a 4 to 5 episode series about Bad Boy Records and golly, I forgot the other record company that was Bad Boy's rival at the time. Goodness gracious, and I'm an old head. I should know this. At any rate, great great podcast if you want to dive deeper. And there's also some great YouTubers who you can go and dive deeper into this if you really want to. You know, Kempire, Bondi Blue. These are people that I like Bondi Blue stuff though. I'm just gonna be can I just say that I like Bondi Blue stuff because Bondi Blue it's not just gonna give you the news, but she's also going to dive into the mind of it all. And I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. Kempire is going to give you the facts. Okay, he is like the Walter Cronkite of YouTubers, baby. Okay, he's going to be so perched and hello, welcome to Kempire, your date. Like I like it though. I like it though. You know. So if you want to dive, those are 3 resources that you can go if you want to dive deeper into the ditty of it all. Moving right along, y'all. Another thing that caught my eye today was this Paramount lawsuit. This Paramount lawsuit that they settled with Trump over the 60 minutes editing and all of this. I usually don't like to bring political stuff, but since this mixes business and politics, I okayed it. And I'm gonna spend a little bit of time here. I'm gonna spend a little bit of time here because this actually merges two things that I really do like, and that is politics and business, right? So Paramount says that they settled in with Trump for $16 billion over the Kamala Harris interview, 60-minute interview that was played and aired during the last election. Now, here's my thing with this, though. Here's my thing with this. I don't understand why this lawsuit was even a thing, right? Because I can see 45, 47 getting upset if this actually swayed the election, but it didn't. You won, my guy. You live at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. You won. Why are you taking the time or having your team or whomever taking the time out and doing this nonsense? Because that's exactly what it is. It's nonsense. I think that they was trying to make her look better. What? It don't take that much. Right? For certain people, let's just be real here. Let's just be real here, y'all. Before any one of us went to the poll, we all knew who we was going to vote for, or at least we had an idea, a strong idea of who we were going to vote for. So help me understand why this is a thing. The people that were going to vote for 45, 47, it's not even going to be looking at the CBS 60 Minutes because they're going to say it's liberal. They're going to say it's too left. It's unfair to conservatives. If if 45, 47 ain't got nothing, he got a strong base. Okay? He got a strong base of people that's gonna really ride with him until the wheels fall off. And again, you won. You won. To me, if I was 45, 47, I would be like, you know what, y'all tried it. But look where I'm at. Look where I'm at. You tried to stop me. You tried to make me look bad. You tried to make me look like a certain whatever. But that didn't work because guess what? I am where you thought I wasn't going to be. It doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me, y'all. And then the lawsuit alleges that 45, 47 suffered mental anguish because of this interview. Y'all, mental anguish. Can y'all really imagine Trump 45, 47 just distraught over a 60 minutes interview? Out of the litany of things that this man can have mental anguish about. The Letitia James lawsuit, the E. Jean Carroll lawsuit, inflation, tariffs, Middle Eastern conflict, this 60 minutes interview, the war in Ukraine. Did you try to tell me that this 60 minutes interview, that I swear, just have enough, little bit more people watching it than C-SPAN, caused 45, 47 to have so much mental anguish? You can't sit up here and tell me that this man was just so butthurt behind that. That man seems to be more butthurt that his hairline is receding versus this 60 minutes interview. I don't get it. I don't get it, y'all. Now, let's flip it on the other side. Let's flip to the business side because that was the political side. Let's flip to the business side. The business side of it is this. As if you don't know, Paramount Global, who owns that, which owns CBS, is in the middle of a merger negotiation with Skydance Media. I believe, and again, all commentary is alleged. I have no, but you know, with the degrees that I have and the common sense that the good Lord gave me, I believe that this is nothing more than just, you know what? Let's just stroke this man's ego so we can sell this business and we can be done with it. That is what it's giving me. It is giving me, you know what? I'm tired of fighting this. I'm tired of fighting this. You know what I'm saying? Although we may be a quote unquote left-leaning company, or we may have some political affiliations, we also serve And we also, I don't say serve, we service, and we have shows that the people that voted for 45, 47 love. So we're not going to piss off those people, because if we piss off those people, we can't make our shows. That means we can't get the advertising revenue that we need to get. That means we can't get the share price that we need to get. That means we can't get the cash that we need to get. Let me tell you something here. If nothing else is true, money and Jesus run the world, baby. And if you don't have neither one, you're going to be broke and hell-bound. This is a strictly money thing to appease 45, 47. Because it said that this money, the $16 million payout, is going towards the presidential library and 45, 47 legal fees. So again, and CBS is saying they're not going to apologize. So what is this really for besides stroking of an ego? And it goes back to what I said earlier. The best thing that 45, 47 got going for him is that he is 45, 47. That is it. That when I have beat the odds, when I have made history, ain't nothing, baby, it wouldn't be nothing y'all can tell me. And I have no more elections to run. Y'all can say whatever the hell y'all want to say about me. I promise you. I wouldn't give a rip. I promise you I wouldn't. Y'all can call me Cheeto. Y'all can call me the boogeyman. Y'all can call me the worst president in U.S. history. But what you gotta call me is a president. I still got them 2 terms. I still am validated, even though the facts are against it. I'm still validated that the reason why I lost in 2020 is because it was rigged. And God knows that's not true. But again, because he 45, 47, he would now go down in history as the new comeback kid. I just don't. I get it, but I don't get it. I get it, but I don't get it. Moving right along, y'all. Moving right along. Can we talk about Todd and Julie Chrisley, y'all? Can we talk about Todd and Julie Chrisley? And I'm so happy because y'all, ever since this started, I should start this dang YouTube channel about 2-3 years ago, to be fair. Because when this came out, I had a lot to say. And now since I got this, I got the little channel, baby. I got the little channel. Okay. I got a little setup now. Oh, we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it. Okay. And y'all can miss me in the comments, whatever. We gonna talk about it. So the Chrisleys, Todd and Julie Chrisley, we know them from their TV show, Chrisley Knows Best. Ironically, I guess he didn't know that best because he and Julie were convicted of tax and bank fraud. back in 2022, I want to say 2022 or 2023. Here's my thing, y'all. And we're gonna talk about the recent interview, but let's start from Genesis and work our way down to Revelation. Okay. My thing with them, do there's a couple things that why this went wrong. Let's start number one. We didn't know where the hell they got their money from. Now, when the show started, and the show's on Peacock, by the way, if you guys want to go and watch it, it's a fun family show. This has nothing to my commentary has nothing to do with the show. The show is fun. It's a good time. It's a good feel-good show. And to be honest with you, I do believe that Todd and Julie are good people. I think that they just did something wrong. I think they got caught up. So again, my commentary, I hope it's not, I don't want to come off as chastising or as I know best. Because one thing I got going against me, baby, is my goddamn skin color. Ain't no way. Okay, let me hit that Aretha for y'all. Ain't no way. Ain't no way somebody who look like this gonna get away with something what they did and then get a presidential pardon, child, please. Okay, that is too much like white for me. Okay. But what Todd and Julie messed up on is that we didn't know where they got their money. Right? And when we first get introduced to Todd and Julie, they're living in this extravagant home, 30,000 square feet home. Todd over talking about that his neighbors are Usher and famous and other famous people. Not only do they have a 30,000 square foot home, but they also have a luxurious lake house down in the South Carolina. I do believe it was South Carolina. Y'all fact check me in the comments for all of those who watched the show. Fact check me in the comments. It's season 1, episode 4, when they go to the lake house. Only reason why I know that because that's me and my baby's favorite episode, baby. That is one of our favorite episodes. But we don't know where they get their money from. Todd, that was actually Todd and Nancy Grace's problem. Y'all remember Nancy Grace? That was actually Todd and Nancy Grace's issue because Nancy Grace is like, this is some BS right here. Where they get their money from? How can they afford their lifestyle? These are reasonable questions. And again, you wouldn't have to answer those if you didn't come on this reality TV show fronting like you got it all. That's strike 1. Here's strike 2. They never stayed in a home besides that Nashville house longer than maybe a year or two. So much so, if you go back and you watch the show, Savannah, the Crusader, was like, I don't even know why we doing this. Y'all just gonna move again. This is when they was moving from that second house to the third house. The Chrisleys moved four times. Hold on, let me count. 30,000 square foot house. Then they moved to a 15,000 square foot house. Then they moved from a 15 to a 12. From a 12 to a 5. From a 5 to that house in season 9. And then I think they moved one more time because Todd sold that house. So 6 times. 6 times. And each house from the first one to at least the fourth one got smaller. Well, we don't need that much space. You know, Savannah's going to college. Chase is grown. We don't need that much space. You didn't need that much space to begin with. Your kids was damn near out of school when you came on the show. You was fronting, my guy. Putting on airs, as we say in the country. Putting on. And I get it. Look, we all do it. We all do it to a certain degree. Because it boosts us up. It makes us feel good. It makes us feel like we accomplished something. We all do it. Again, to a certain degree. Baby, I make it seem like to y'all that I got a whole team like Wendy Williams, though, or Jennifer Hudson or Sherry Shepherd. I make it seem like I got a whole ass studio. But I don't. Do I have a team? Yeah. My honey bun and my cousin, baby. But the fact that I say that it makes me feel good. It makes me feel important. So when Todd came on the scene in this 30,000 square foot house, and Miss Julie over there looking like with the big hair, looking like every bit of a housewife who bake cookies and go to the PTA meetings. You make it seem as though like you got all of this. And so guess what? We as viewers want to be like, well, how the hell did you get it? Because we want to know. Because we want to obtain that. Who don't want a 30,000 square foot house? Who don't want to drive a Range Rover? A Mercedes? A Jaguar? Who don't want to drive these? A fully loaded Escalade? Who don't want to drive these vehicles? Or as my baby say, vehiculous. You came on the scene, putting on, saying that you spent $300,000 in clothes, but then when your ass gets sued, you're like, well, I don't have that. I don't have that. So what is it? What is it? I tell you what it is. You was fronting to get on the show. You had to give us something. So you said that you and your family was starting this, and y'all, we're gonna get on this what they talking about here right later. But I gotta give y'all this context though. I really do. And I gotta get this out. Okay. I gotta get this out. Because this has been bugging the living mess out of me. It really has. If Todd and Julie would have started in a 5,000 square foot home, and then each season, maybe get a vacation home or upgrade a car or upgrade a house, then the people would be like, oh, okay, them chicks from the show is coming. And they looking real nice. And guess what? Guess what? They still could be doing what they was doing way back then, allegedly. Allegedly. I know, allegedly. Now, yes, they've been convicted of it, and yes, they've been pardoned, but we don't know. We don't know. Right? Court cases are all about what you can prove without a reasonable doubt. Doesn't necessarily make it true. Because as many of us know, There are many innocent people in our jails today. So all because they got convicted and they went to jail doesn't necessarily mean that they did it. It just means that the jury felt that the evidence presented was good, beyond a reasonable doubt. Case closed. So now, since I kind of gave y'all the background, let's fast forward to today. Let's fast forward to today. And now they're saying they had an interview today. You can read it on People. There's a YouTube video out there, whatever you want to see. And now they're saying that they're hoping to relocate to South Carolina. They want to go back home. And once they come back home or go back home, they're going to buy this mansion and turn it into a hotel, and they're going to start a reality TV show behind that. Y'all, the cycle is repeating. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. But the cycle seems to be repeating. You see, when you have a bunch of pride, hubris, if you have this certain air about yourself, and you believe that you can do no wrong, you will repeat the same cycle again. Listen, I'm a faith-based person, okay? If that offends you, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. But I'm supposed to say that. I full-heartedly believe that you are supposed to learn, continuously learn things throughout life. And when you have a certain air about yourself or certain pride or whatever the case may be, life, the good Lord will keep you repeating that cycle until you learn your lesson. And then you move on to the next thing. When I heard that they were going to buy this mansion, turn it into a hotel, and create a reality TV show behind it, I said the cycle is repeating. Because if you go back to the first season of the Chrisleys, they were trying to open up a clothing store. Nothing came of it. Nothing came of it. We don't even know what happened or why the clothing store, at least I can't remember. I can't recall. Again, y'all fact check me in the comments. But I can't recall what happened to the store or why they stopped doing it. The cycle is repeating. I'm not saying that they're going to go back and do the same things that they got convicted and convicted for. I'm not going to say that. But I will say that the cycle is repeating. Hopefully that since they have been to jail, hopefully that they learn their lesson and they don't repeat all of the cycle. It's okay to get back up on your feet, right? Life is not supposed to stop because this happened. You were given a second chance. You were given a second chance of life. God provided for you. Same thing with Diddy. I ain't going back to Diddy. I'm just saying Diddy was given a second chance today. My granny always say God protects babies and fools, and thank God you fall in the latter category. The Chrisleys were given a second chance. I hope that they use it well. I hope that they use it well. Last thing I say is that a Lifetime documentary series that was following the kids from when Todd and Julie were convicted and they went away to it's going to go all the way through when they were released from prison. Will be airing on Lifetime soon. That I didn't see a date for it, but it will be airing on Lifetime soon. That being said, y'all, I think I have to talk about the Housewives of Atlanta because y'all, I'm still hurt about this Angela stuff. I'm still hurt behind this Angela stuff because Angela, I was rooting for you, girl. I was rooting for you, but the nosy part of me was like, girl, who did it? And I still don't know who did it. We still don't know who did it. And to be honest with you, baby, I don't think you do either. Okay? I don't think you do either. But we're gonna talk about that on the next show. I'll start out with that, give us a little lightheartedness, Um, yeah, y'all. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. um, Thank y'all so much for tuning into the Papa G show. I am Papa G. I want to say thank y'all so much for taking just a bit of your time to watch me and to put up with my shenanigans because I know exactly that's what they are, y'all. I love you, and until next time, I holla.